Yes, guys, you're now locked in with me, myself, Eldris Tiller.
And your co-host, Mason Fox.
How you doing, Mason?
I'm good today. How are you?
I'm all good, man. I'm looking forward to today. Do you know why? It's our very, very first episode.
It's definitely been a long time coming. Definitely a long time coming for sure.
For those that don't know what Not Fit for Sports is and what we're about, it's basically just two guys who are not fit for sports at all, but we are fit enough to talk about it.
We were good at sports back in the day, but our careers never fizzled out. So
When you say back in the day, how back in the day are we talking?
for me, 20 years ago.
Damn, 20 years is a long time. Man, damn. When the last time I played a competitive game of football, 11 aside, like competitive referee, linesman, people in the stands, it's probably 2016.
You had a bit more pedigree than me with your career. You almost made it.
I almost made it. Yes, I did. I almost made it with Macclesfield Town, and it just didn't go. It didn't go the way I thought it'd go. To be fair, when it comes to making it in football, it's completely different. Like there's so much, like there's that level of commitment that you have to do that I really wasn't about committing. Like, you know, going to training, waking up, dieting, and all that. It wasn't for me.
A bit too young for all that. It's a lot to say commit to, especially at a young age.
So I just went to the party. You know, it's like
You were hoping talent would get you there alone.
do you know what? I fully thought talent would get me there alone, but that's never the case, is it? It's always more. I think hard work beats talent when talent isn't working.
That's what they say.
But yeah, man, let's kick off into the season. Want to jump straight into the football, or you know, for the American listeners, soccer. Trent, I'm going to start right there. Do you think he's leaving in a bad way? Is he leaving Liverpool in a bad way, or?
I mean, he's come through the ranks. He's won the Champions League with him. He's now won a couple of Premier League titles. I think he's kind of won everything that he needs to win with Liverpool. So maybe he wants to try something different. Why not?
I mean, what I don't understand, obviously I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I can't even speak on Liverpool's behalf, but I don't understand why they're so mad.
I think they're seeing it as like a betrayal, I think.
Yeah, but it's not really a betrayal. A betrayal is Steven Gerrard going to Chelsea. That's a betrayal. We all know why he didn't go, because obviously they just pulled up at his house.
Or like when Carlos Tevez left United to go to City.
But see, that's different though, because Carlos Tevez wasn't really at United. He was just on loan to us. So he wasn't really ours. But it was the same, that they gave me the same pain. But I don't really see the issue of Trent going to Real Madrid. It's just like me, like switching jobs. Do you know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with switching jobs.
Yeah.
But then again, if he was going to United, then I feel like there's a bit more.
It is tough, but like you say, if Real Madrid come knocking, you don't really say no, in my opinion.
I mean, can you name any players in the history of time that's said no to Real Madrid? When Real Madrid is like, yeah, we want you, has anyone actually ever said no?
No, because I've seen the likes of Ronaldo leave United to go to Real Madrid.
And you know what? I'm quite happy, yeah, because now Liverpool can know our pain from when Ronaldo left.
But at least on our side, we did manage to get a decent amount of money from where obviously he's left Liverpool.
And who did we replace him with? Who did we really replace Ronaldo with? In 2009, that same year, I think we got Valencia. I'm not saying he was a bad player now. He was a good servant, but he wasn't Ronaldo, was he?
No one's Ronaldo, unfortunately.
That is fair. But
I don't think you can replace a player like that. I think the next player we had in mind was Bale, who then ended up going to join him at Real Madrid anyway, so I don't think it really mattered. But I did think we have a decent crop of players at the time, so I think it was a big loss, but we still had good players like Rooney was still there.
He wanted to leave. Even he wanted to leave. I'm surprised he didn't leave.
Yeah.
But Ronaldo left the whole of Manchester United's heart. That's probably where City come out of nowhere and started doing what they're doing.
Well, we all know City got to where they got to, but we won't
get into that.
Yeah.
But no, so just to touch back onto Trent leaving, it's been confirmed now, is it?
Yes.
It's basically like set in stone that he's going.
Yeah, so everyone's favourite source of that, my boy Fabrizio Romano, he brought the news a few days ago saying that, yeah, it's definitely a done deal. So
do you know what? I was having this conversation with one of my mates actually, and I was actually going to waiting to see you so I can actually ask you the same question. So in terms of right back, is he one of the best right backs we're seeing right now?
I think there's two different sides to Trent's game. I think attacking wise, yes, because I think obviously his assists and stuff speak for themselves, but I just don't think he's that great at defending. Tell me if I'm wrong, but
See, because I was saying, me personally, I think he's the best right back. I don't see anyone really better than him. Because the only thing I can say the right back's got on him is probably just pace. And then other than that, like I don't know. I don't really see anyone being better than Trent. And this is coming from a United fan. You know what I
there's
mean?
definitely not anyone that jumps out. Maybe, I mean, at the moment we've seen Hakimi doing really well for PSG.
Yeah, but I feel like Hakimi's been doing exactly the same for the last 5 years since Dortmund. I feel like he's got pace, and that's all that kind of saves him. Is pace.
I do think the type of fullback you see these days, especially like defenders wise, I don't think it's the same as you would have seen back in the day. So I think
Gary Neville.
yeah, yeah, zero pace, and then but obviously he done a job. But I mean, I think just the archetype of a fullback these days is, I think it's more attacking rather than defensive. But then if you're a defender, isn't the whole point of your job to defend? So
because obviously, I only just found out that Trent went Real Madrid as soon as we walked in today. So what was the whole point of him scoring the goal and taking his top off? What was all that about? Just to still leave.
yeah, it seems like a bit of a
Taking a piss.
yeah.
That's an absolute piss take. Because me personally, if I'm at Liverpool, I've won the I've won the Premier League. They've won it a long time ago. We all know that.
Yep.
Won the Premier League, and the thing I want to do is obviously score, go take my top off, show the passion for the club, and then be like, yeah, I'm still leaving.
Yeah, it just felt like it wasn't needed.
It wasn't needed. He could have avoided it, but hey ho. I wonder what happens at Real Madrid because it's not always brighter there, is it? Do you know what I mean?
They've not had the best season this season compared to their standards, but
Are they going to be trophyless this season?
potentially looking that way because I think Barca they're pretty much winning that league so far.
Did La Liga as well?
Yeah. So,
I thought Barcelona just had like loads of money problems and literally that was it.
maybe that's why they're Real Madrid going out and buying these or getting these players, I guess, to obviously strengthen up. Right back's one of their big needs. Obviously, Carvajal's on his way out.
He's been solid though. He's been solid for the last 10 years now.
I think he's just age is catching up to him. Yeah.
I think that's why they're getting Trent. Because I see Trent and Carvajal, I think they are the same player. Like, going forward, they're amazing. Pace, it's there enough to recover. But they're pretty much the same player. They are replacing Carvajal with just Carvajal, but an English one.
I think what will help Trent over there is they've obviously got Bellingham there as well, which will.
I don't see Bellingham staying at Real Madrid forever. I feel like 27 he's gone. I feel like when he gets into his prime, I think he leaves.
To who?
City. I think he goes to City. I think once Pep decides to call it a day at City are gonna go through this little. They're probably gonna have one manager and then change managers. They're gonna somehow land a big manager, probably like a Javi Alonso, one of these up and coming managers. They're gonna land someone like him, where they're gonna again change the era again, and then they're gonna have to get like big statement player. I think it'll be Bellingham. That's just me trying to think about the future.
I mean, if they're struggling, it does make sense for them to go out and just splash the cash on a big player.
And they can do that. And I don't see why not.
And with them losing Kevin De Bruyne as well, this summer. Maybe that is the kind of plan.
Where is he going?
So we don't really know, to be honest with you. It could be, I think there's talks of going to Saudi because that's where obviously the money is, but MLS?
Nah, I think, I read today that Napoli are trying to get him. And there's what I've learned as well is when it comes to transfer season as well. I heard this on Ben Foster's podcast. So Ben Foster says now, before there's any rumours in the papers, any rumours whatsoever, the clubs always call the player. The clubs will call the players first before they even call the players the club. So they'll call the player and be like, yo, would you be interested in coming to us? And once they say like, yeah, I would be interested, that's when there's like rumours. So ever since I've heard that from Ben Foster, every time I've seen like, oh, there's rumours of him going this place or rumours of him going there, there's like a level of realism to it now, because of Ben Foster. So when I seen him saying obviously the Napoli are interested, I think I'll see him. I can see him in Napoli with McTominay.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's the the Italian league will suit him quite well. I think it's a bit more of a slower league. You've seen players like Eriksen when he left Tottenham to go to Inter Milan. He flourished there, a bit more of a slower league. I just think De Bruyne's legs have gone. He just can't keep up in the Premier League.
Well, it's the injuries as well. I mean, he's only 32. Salah's 32.
True.
And he's signed another contract. He's trying to stay as well. But I don't really see Liverpool winning the league again next year.
It's tough. I mean, the Premier League's just, I think, just that good. The standards that good that everyone can just beat everyone. I think you've seen it a lot this season. You've seen United struggling, Tottenham struggling, but I think just every team's just
they're not. Tottenham are not. Well, I wouldn't want to call that a struggle. That's just down bad. What, they lost 19 league games this year? 19, 20? That's bad.
It's bad.
Any other league get relegated.
I'm surprised they've still got Ange in charge, but I feel like that's just down to the Europa League now. I think if that doesn't go their way, I think he's out of a job.
To be fair, they have got a good chance of winning it. United, for some reason, United can't beat English teams.
No.
We just can't do it. Like, we lost against Ipswich, which was... We lost against Ipswich this season, innit? Or was it 2-2?
We drew with them, I think.
We drew with Ipswich.
We then beat them at home, but luckily...
Who did United lose to? We had 14 losses this season.
Oh mate, take your pick. We've lost to pretty much everyone this year. I mean,
it's not been a good year. But if we win the Europa League, does that make it 6 teams in the Champions League or 5?
I think it still means 5, but we take
the 5th spot.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it works.
Who's about to finish 5th? Nottingham.
Well, there's a big chunk of teams, and it's going to go to the last day. So you've got Newcastle there, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest. Chelsea.
I like Chelsea.
Yeah,
I like Chelsea. I don't know. Something about Cole Palmer.
What's happened to him, by the way?
What,
he's like literally no goals, no nothing. He started.
He scored once. I think it's not faded away, but I think these guys that are going Chelsea, this Todd Bowley guy who's found a loophole in the contracts.
Yeah, you got to sign 10-year deals. Yeah,
10-year deals at 100k a week, which in the grand scheme of things is amazing because 10 years and just 100. And I never noticed how contracts work here. I used to think if you just if you're sold or if you leave or at X, Y, and Z, the contract's done. I never realized if you sign a 10-year deal, that's 10 years that you have to get that money. Is that guaranteed?
Yeah, or they could pay you off. I think it's one of them two things. But
you never really get paid off, do you?
No.
I would want to get paid off. I'd rather take the 100k a month.
Yeah, you see a lot of managers when they get sacked, they're still getting paid afterwards.
Yeah, like Ten Hag.
Yeah,
Ten Hag still owed 20 million.
Yeah, I feel like Tottenham know what they're trying to do with their transfer strategy. Is just trying to throw stuff at a wall and see what sticks. Yeah.
I mean, they still got. I'm surprised the owner's not sold. I thought Levy by now would have sold. Because he has to be the worst owner. I think all he cares about is just profit, and that's it. They've got this brand new stadium. They don't even got their name back.
No.
They don't even got the rights to their own stadium. They just call it Tottenham Stadium,
and that's crazy.
And it should be White Hart Lane. And I don't even know the politics behind that. Yeah, they don't even got their name. They got this big stadium, which all they care about is Beyonce's little residential that she comes over does. She's got 4 shows to do this year. They got NFL as well.
The NFL's not a bad touch though. I'll put my 20 pence in there.
Have you seen it the back behind the scenes of the stadium?
What, the way it kind of transforms itself?
Yeah, it just swaps over.
Yeah. It's like an elevator thing, where it just swaps the pitch over. Yeah,
I think that's just a waste of money if you ask me. I feel like they need to
It's cool though.
Get some play.
It's cool.
It's fucking cool, but they need to get better players. They need better players. If you look at Tottenham, and then you look at United, because it's probably going to be them two in the Europa League finals.
Well, we'll see tonight, I guess, because when we're recording this, obviously now it's kind of like it's tonight's the night we find out, I guess, who makes it to the final. So, if United mess this up,
that's the thing.
I'm done.
See, that's the thing. If United mess it up, I might have to change teams. What? Because I remember when was it? Like 2019. I think I was a fan on loan. I went on loan. Like
A fan loan to another team.
yeah.
How does that work?
So September, not even September, like in August, just before transfer deadline day, Messi went to PSG. I thought what's the saying? That the light was the end light at the end of the tunnel, or it was going to be brighter on the other side.
Yeah.
At PSG, it turns out it wasn't.
Nope.
No, it wasn't. It literally had the exact same season as United.
Yeah.
They won their league, which I don't genuinely care about, but then they got knocked out in the Champions League.
So was it worth it?
Oh yeah, it was still worth it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think United had a bad season that season anyways. I already predicted it coming. I don't think we had a good season since Rooney's left.
No, it's been tough since Sir Alex left it. In all honesty, yeah. I mean,
No, we had a few glimpses.
we've still won trophies, still more than Arsenal. Just want to get that in there.
I like
little just want to get that in there. Yeah.
little dig. I'm surprised Arsenal the only team that can go and beat the best team in the world and then lose to a French team. I don't know how that happens.
But don't forget, next season for Arsenal is always their season.
Yeah,
don't forget. Yeah,
it was next season was always their season. Like since what 2016.
Yeah.
Since Aubameyang was there. Aubameyang's almost retired now.
I forgot he played for them, to be honest with you.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
He literally come out the other day saying, "Oh, the 6 months at Barcelona was the best time of his career."
It's crazy.
Absolute liar.
Yeah.
He's a funny striker. What was he doing at Chelsea?
Money.
Did he even make that much?
I think he would have. I think he was definitely the prolific striker, which would have commanded a decent salary. I think so. I mean,
Nah. I seen one video. There's one video of Aubameyang that always makes me laugh. Yeah, he signed for Chelsea, or he must have signed for Chelsea, or he signed for Barcelona. I think he was signing for Chelsea, and on that same day, his house got robbed. Yeah, his house literally got robbed. The family's inside, which sounds bad. I'm not saying that's funny.
No.
The funny bit is, literally like 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, yeah, there's a camera in his face, yeah, going, "How do you feel about moving to this new team?" And they literally just stood there like, "Oh shit," like, "Oh."
what, straight after he'd been
After
robbed?
he's been robbed, his family's been threatened, and they got a camera going, "Yo, how do you feel about your move?" And he's just like, "Yeah." Bro, could not speak, literally, bro. But his facial expressions in it's just so funny to the point that I'm just like, yo, why? What? This is the worst, like, of timings. That was the worst time to ever interview anyone.
Oh, 100%. I mean, getting robbed and a camera shoved in your face. I mean, you'd be pissed off. I mean, I would be.
I'd be so annoyed.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, you not read the news? Like, just been robbed. Like, you're trying to fuck off. But nah, that's Aubameyang. Aubameyang was Arsenal's guy, which I guess worked for them.
Speaking of strikers and United woes this season up front, I think it's about time we talked about
Highland.
not just Hoyland. What does United's summer look like? What kind of what players do we need to target? I mean, obviously attackers seems to be where we're lacking.
Yeah,
But yeah, we might all go out on loan. So
we need is it Gyökeres?
Gyökeres. He's an Amarin player. Makes
He
sense.
is Amarin player. We need Gyökeres. We need a lot. We need a lot. We need Gyökeres. I think we need Rabiot. I think Rabiot will help in the middle.
I think we were going to sign him last summer.
We should have took him.
He wanted too much wages wise, so we said no.
Oh, are you sure he wanted it, or is his mum?
His mum's his agent. That's crazy. Yeah.
I heard his mum was a pain.
Yeah.
To deal with.
Yeah.
I heard was it during the World Cup? Everyone was like, "Yo, she's just like just doing the most." But I would have took Rabiot. As bad as it sounds, yeah, not a bad take this actually, but I'd 100% take Pogba back.
Pogba.
I think I'd take Pogba. You know, it's not like I'm saying let's take Jay Lingard back, but Pogba, I'll take Pogba back.
Getting the squad back together. Yeah.
I think we get Pogba in. Obviously, we got Kobe Mainoo as well. I think it's good for Mainoo to, kind of, because essentially they're the same player. Essentially, they're strong, they're big, they're a threat going forward. as well as going back as well. And obviously both of them, they drive at the ball.
Yeah.
So.
And the good thing about Pogba is he'll be free. It's not going to cost us
That's
any
what I'm
money.
saying. Like he is free, and he's literally for like half the wages that he was already on. He needs to come back to United. He needs to come back home.
Do you think he's still the talented player that he was? Do you think he can still bring that kind of form back to if he was to come back to United? Do you think he's still got it in the tank to be that player?
I think. What I think, if we were to bring him back, what I think would happen is he'd have a run of games where he's good, and then he'd be like, "Yeah, pay me." Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that's a risk that everyone's gonna take. So if anyone does take him on, it's more of a just so he can prove himself. And once he proves himself, he might just go back into his old ways.
It's definitely not a bad take, like I say, because we hopefully should be offloading some aging players in that midfield. So,
Deadwood.
Yeah. So Ericsson, Casemiro, the age now. It's time for them to.
I'm surprised how them two even play at the same time. How that's even a thing. Like,
yeah, it shouldn't be a thing. That no.
Me personally, I don't, because once we get caught on the counter, it's a wrap. Cause
Yeah, you might as well call it a day.
They're not getting back. Casemiro doesn't even get back now. Like, I don't think he even likes running back.
I don't even know why we let him run forward. To be honest,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't get it.
And then, he did score. He did score last week.
And I don't understand that as well. Like, he did sometimes. He just be so annoying, and he'll just score and be like, okay, cool, well done. Do you know what I mean? Same with Ericsson. Ericsson, I don't see what he does. I don't see the benefits.
I think he's just that player you can bring on at 70 minutes, and he probably get you a couple of chances. And if you kind of need that in the game, he's definitely a good player to bring on. But he's not a player you can kind of start from the off anymore.
See, I wouldn't mind of getting Ericsson back in 2013. I feel like we signed him too late. It's like when we got Butland 10 years too late. Like, even Falcao, we signed them way too late. So, these are players.
Cavani, another one.
That's what I'm saying. We're signing players past their prime, and now we've got Mason Mount. I don't know what even happens with him. Like, you can't sit here and tell me he's good.
He's definitely not worth the money that we paid for him. 60 million.
So 60. I thought it was 70. Damn, that's because Mason Mount. I don't know what happens with him. I don't know if he goes on loan, if he's still on the team. I don't know how he stayed and Rashford's gone.
Injuries have kind of hurt his.
Yeah, but he was already on the decline at Chelsea, and
I bet they're laughing now.
They're like, oh my god, they're like, that's a robbery. They literally ski masked, walked into Old Trafford and said, "Yeah, take this player and give us this." And
I think everyone's done that with us recently. I think Inter Milan done it with us with Onana, done the same thing.
See what Onana, yeah. Me personally, yeah. Like I said, I've always said this since 2007. Dida, I've never trusted a black goalkeeper, and it still stays the same now. Onana's been absolutely atrocious since he signed. Was this his first season? Is this his first season or second season?
I want to say it's his second season.
It's his second season.
It feels like I've been through so much with him already that I feel like he's been there too long.
It's second season. Has to be second season because I think Ten Hag signed him.
Yeah,
there you go. And yeah, I don't get him. It's like he's afraid of the ball.
What the issue with him is, I think he's good with the ball at his feet, but when you're a goalkeeper, your job's to be
good with your hands.
Yeah, exactly. The maddest thing is we let De Gea go,
and now he's a world beater,
and then he's just having the season of his life at Fiorentina. So I mean,
he's doing amazing there at Fiorentina. Do we sign him back? Maybe not. Maybe I have to just let that one go. Do we sign another goalkeeper?
I think we are linked with another goalkeeper. I think I've seen.
Yeah, is it that Milinko Savic?
That's the one. Yeah, that's him.
He was a United player already, you know.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a United player. He played for us at youth level or just after. But
if that doesn't sound like Man United, that is the biggest.
That's the thing. We didn't sell him though.
No.
He had to go because we couldn't get a work permit at the time. So we couldn't get him a work permit, so he kind of had to leave. But that's who we're linked with now. He was already here. Like,
we're gonna just gonna go pay loads of money for something that we could have already had for.
We could have already had. We just didn't want to work hard enough to get him a work permit. And now look at us.
That's crazy.
Looking to get him back. I think we need some defenders.
I think defenders is tough. I think we've got some good young defenders there. I just feel like when we're in games, because we're not scoring enough goals, we're not taking the pressure away from the defenders. So when you're like at 0-0 all the time, or it's just kind of tough on the defenders to keep having to keep you in the game when the attackers aren't kind of relieving that pressure by scoring goals. I think we're definitely lacking goals up front. I mean, Rashford's another one topic. I mean, do we bring him back?
I don't think he comes back. I think he's gone Aston Villa. His stock's risen now to the point where it's just it's gonna.
They've got the option to buy. If they don't want to take that option, then we get him back. I think that's
there's an option to buy.
Yes, they have the option to buy for 40 million Aston Villa if they want him.
Don't do that.
Yeah, so if
40 million.
Yeah. So if he doesn't want to come back and they activate that, then he's gone.
No way. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
That was what was in the clause.
No
40
way.
million.
No way. Need the VAR check that. Rashford really 40 million.
40 million.
So this guy that we could, because when I said let's sell Rashford, this was back when PSG were interested, and they said we'll give you 90 million or 100.
We said no,
and we said nah. Instead, let's give him 300k a week.
Yep.
And now we're going to just let him go for 40 million.
That's if Aston Villa will pay that for him,
and they probably would.
Yeah,
I think they would because I think Ollie Watkins goes.
I'd take him at United.
Oh, who wouldn't? I think he's going to Arsenal. I think Arsenal would be a better destination for him because Arsenal need a striker.
I think Arsenal came in for him
in January. Last minute.
Yeah, did you?
And like I said before about the Ben Foster thing, before there's any rumours, before there's anything in the papers, the player has to actually be like, I'll come, and then that's when the rumours start. So even when the rumours began, I was like, damn, you might actually go Arsenal.
Yeah,
and he does boost Arsenal.
Well, Arteta keeps coming out and complaining that they've not got any strikers. Well, go and buy one.
Well, this was the same thing as City back in the day where they were like, oh, we're not got any striker, we need a striker. But then they got this guy called Gabriel Jesus,
who is now at Arsenal.
He was a striker.
And he's now at Arsenal.
And he's at Arsenal as well. It's just like, we need a striker. But then Gabriel sat there like, I'm actually a striker. But yeah, cool. Yeah, get a striker. But that Vlahovic, however you say his name, he's available. I think he's linked to Arsenal. I wouldn't mind having him at United because we desperately need a striker.
We need a big aerial threat striker.
Højlund. He needs to go out on loan. He needs to do what Anthony's doing now. Like he needs to just go out on loan. Højlund has been is this his first season?
Second.
His second
season.
He's not been good since he started.
No, I do feel like any player that comes to United, I do feel like I think the pressure and the.
Nah, I don't think he was even good to begin with.
Oh, we always get stumped by these young up and coming players, and
everyone
has our pants down with their transfer fees and stuff like that. Cause I think he cost us 75 million.
That's what do you know what I think sometimes? I feel like when it comes to United signing players, teams will always add an extra 15, 20 million onto the player, even though they know that the player's not worth that much. I think that happened with it might have been Haaland or Bellingham, because I remember. Before he went to Borussia Dortmund, this is when he was at Red Bull. Dortmund signed him for like 20 million. But then when he came to United to sign him, they were like, give us 60.
It's like United tax, that's what I call it.
Is it?
Yeah. Everyone sees United come in, desperate, needing players, and then try and charge us extortionate prices.
But it works. It works. I mean, if we had Haaland, do you think we'd be in the same position we are now?
No.
There you go.
Apparently, though, did you not hear the story about Solskjaer when before he was the manager there, he encouraged United to sign Haaland before he even went to the Red Bull Salzburg team.
Is it?
Before he even burst onto the scene, and United told him no. So imagine what could have been with that.
But see these what ifs as well. I like these what ifs actually. They're actually really good because he might have came and he might not even broke through.
I don't think he would have been the same player he is now if he signed for
United.
Definitely not. If he
signed for United, I feel like his stock would have plummeted. Because there's something about us when you come to us that you just kind of lose. I feel like everyone just loses motivation after a bit.
Because why do players go elsewhere and do so well?
Bro, literally, I was on TikTok again. I was on TikTok, I seen this Anthony guy, he's done one mad 360 somehow, got onto his left foot outside the box and he's whipped it, yeah, like, and it's gone top bins.
I've seen that, yeah.
Bro, I didn't even know he had that in his locker. Like, it's one of them things. Like, why is he, especially Anthony? Because this is one that's pissed me off the most. Rashford, I knew Rashford was gonna go Aston Villa and do well, but Anthony to go Betis and do what he's doing. It's annoying because he's never done that for us at all.
Do you know Anthony can be the first player to get a Europa Conference medal and the Europa League medal if Real Betis win the Conference League and United win the Europa League? Because he's played for both teams in the
is he in the Conference League now?
Yeah, with Betis.
Yeah. I don't know. To be fair, he will get to the finals, but they won't beat Chelsea. I think that Conference League is Chelsea's to lose now.
Oh, they've got the best team. Yeah, 100%. I mean, they walked through the group stages with
Who are they playing today?
Team, yeah.
They're playing a team called like Dung Youngling. It's a foreign team, and they already beat them like 3-0. I want to say they didn't even like register half their main team.
Yeah, they've done that in the knockout stages because you're able to do that. You're able to
is
add
it?
players back in, so they rested like players like, because we all know Chelsea's got about 3 first teams, so they was able to rest loads of players.
That squad depth is amazing. Because they literally got like what? They've got like their second team will beat our first team. When I say our, I mean United. I think their second team beats us. But then when it comes to actual playing against us, what was the results this season against Chelsea?
We've still got to play them. We play them next Friday, I believe. Is the next?
Did we win the first game? Or is that the one when Cole Palmer scored like a last minute winner? Is that the last time we played them?
Sounds about right, yeah.
Damn, that's far away.
Play them at home, I believe, next week. Is when we play them next.
That's a good game.
Good for a Friday night game.
Was it a Friday night game?
Friday night game, it is indeed.
So that means more Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville on the Friday night football.
Teams left in the Europa League conference: Betis, Fiorentina. So we could even see De Gea in the final of that one, and then Chelsea and Jugarden.
I don't know how they even made it that far. I don't think they even know how they made it that far.
I don't even know where they are.
That's what I'm saying. I couldn't even tell you what country it is, but I swear, like in the first leg, they got finished 3-0, and they got that. What's his name? In Cuckoo. He's got the worst celebration
4-1.
I've seen.
First leg. 4-1.
How was it?
And that was Chelsea away from home.
I'm surprised they even conceded. Because literally, I'm trying to think now about South Chelsea now. Like what players do they need? But they don't need any players, do they?
They've signed them all. Yeah, they've signed them all.
Already signed them. And then I know for a fact Todd Bowley's going to be like, yeah, cool, let's sign another 4. They still want to sign more players. They still got loads of players to sell, which is it's a smart plan from them because they're probably going to sell Chukwuemeka and probably get a profit from him.
Speaking of Chelsea, I mean, you've got an option to sign Sancho. That's another player that could come back to United as well.
I seen that. So if they reject Sancho, they got to pay us 5 million.
5 million because it's an obligation to buy, not an option to buy. So the difference is they've said they're going to pay that regardless. If they choose to back out of that, it's going to cost them 5 million.
Yeah, well, I'd rather lose 5 million than lose 25 million for Sancho. But I don't know. Has Sancho been doing good? Have you been watching him?
I don't think he's been playing, to be honest with you.
As you know, I thought he's been doing well. Well, when I've seen him, he's been doing well. But then it doesn't count if you're playing against teams like Dungog and.
I mean, but
against conference teams, yeah.
When you think about Chelsea, though, I mean, like what you don't really hear much of the players and what they're doing in the games and stuff. It's not really like I say, Cole Palmer's not scored apart from the other day where he had the penalty, but apart from that penalty, he's not scored in 15, 16 games.
So have they been struggling, or have they just like gone under the radar? Because they're probably still going to get Champions League.
I don't think they've been struggling because they're still thereabouts in the fight for the Champions League place. But I just don't think they've been blowing teams away. I think that's the issue.
Will they get Champions League? I think. I hope so.
They're in a good position for it.
What's the table looking like? Got the table up there.
So they are currently 5th. They're in that 5th spot currently.
Oh, so Tottenham or United. I'm saying that as if we're already like in the finals, but they could potentially take it.
If we lose that game, I might do one of them fan transfer loan things like that you were talking about before. But yeah, in that fight for the Champions League spots, you've got Newcastle, also City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Forest, and Villa. There's a good few teams there.
Did Villa not have like games in hands.
Everyone's played 35 games now.
Oh, just gonna go straight to the wire, isn't it?
So the difference between City in third on 64 points and Villa in seventh on 60 points.
What about Arsenal? Arsenal on 67.
67. Surely they don't.
Surely
follow
not.
that. No.
Surely not. Surely not. Surely not. You say that and then they lose the next 3 games. It doesn't sound like not Arsenal to me.
I'd love to see it though.
Oh my
Because
days.
Arsenal fan TV would go wild if that happened.
Innit? You have to listen to Troops. With the boom clocks. Yeah. With Arsenal fan TV will literally be. There was actually one point, yeah, and shout out to Arsenal fan TV. There was a point where I used to watch them every week. Yeah, when they lost. Yeah, but then when they started, then I was like, it's kind of shady. Cause I'm watching them when they were losing, and then when they started winning, I still watch them. It's some good content there. To be fair,
It was good because as soon as they lost, the first thing you do, you go straight over to there.
you go straight there. Straight there. But then obviously when they're winning as well, it's good content as well. They're good fan base as well, but not bad. Well, are they as good as United? Yeah.
I've seen some quite some crazy quotes from their page today. Actually, after they went out of the Champions League last night, saying that basically they don't want Arteta there anymore.
And that's the thing about Arsenal when it comes to managers. They're really good at getting managers out. I don't think they should have sacked Arsene. And I don't think Unai should have went either. But that's just me. Because that's me looking from the outside. They got Arteta in. Arteta's been there for like 4 or 5 seasons now.
That's five seasons.
5 seasons. Yeah, I think they need to switch it up.
Because I think they do get their point. I think they are saying like they're going through all the they've gone through all the kind of the rebuild, the kind of thereabouts every year, but they're just not taking that final step.
Yeah, but what's that final step? Because the final step's been there for like the last 3 years. They need a striker.
The best chance was this year to win the league, I thought, because with City having such a terrible season.
Nah, I don't think this is the best chance. Because when Liverpool get into that kind of run, when Salah gets into that kind of, that mojo, I don't think there's no one stopping Salah this season at all.
So you telling me when you've seen Arne Slot take over Liverpool this season, you thought they were going to win the league with just...
No, okay.
We've seen them, obviously, they lost Klopp and then they brought in a new manager. Sometimes it doesn't always work out that way, but they've...
To be fair, actually, I honestly thought they were actually going to do like mid-table. I thought, this is how I planned out of my head. I thought they were going to finish between that 6th and 4th mark. Yeah. Salah leaves, Van Dijk leaves, Trent leaves as normal. Because obviously they're the main 3's contract that are winding down. And Nunes leaves as well. But then they've gone and somehow turned that around. City's had an absolute blinder. I didn't expect City to play the way they played. Now they're about to, not go trophy, but not going to be trophyless because they probably win the FA Cup.
They will win the FA Cup.
But they had a bad season. They literally handed Liverpool the league.
Does it make you think that maybe because when you've seen United change managers, them literally fall off, does it question the way the club's being run? That's the issue, because when you look at Liverpool, they've changed the manager and they've just gone and won the league. So
but the difference is, when we change managers, when we're changing managers, that turnover of players that we're leaving the next manager with, they're not good players. So Ferguson didn't leave Moyes with the best players.
Oh no, definitely not.
And then, you know what I mean? And then again, Ten Hag 100% did not leave Ruben with the best players or in the best position. Klopp has left Arne Slot, arguably the best winger in the world in Salah. He's left him with Nunes, who obviously he does miss more chances than he scores. He's still a good striker because he's somehow still in the mix. Got the best right back and the best centre back in the world, arguably, in Trent and Van Dijk.
Yep.
And and Kanate as well. Who's left back? Andy Roberts. Jurgen Klopp's actually left him a decent enough team to kind of navigate the league.
It's definitely an aging squad, but it's definitely a good squad.
I think they'll got another 2 years left in them before we start really seeing the decline. But
It'd be nice to see kind of what Team Arne Slot kind of wants to put together. I know he just won the league and stuff, but he's like say he's inherited that team. He didn't sign any players in the summer. He just kind of took that squad and just kind of done what he needs to do. He's already a Premier League winning squad, but
I think they'll have a good season next season. Even if they don't sign players, they got a young players coming in. Like they still got Harvey Elliott, who's scumbag. They've got Curtis Jones. They've got these young players coming in. Who's that? The Irish guy, Conor Bradley. Is Conor Bradley? Yeah, he's got Conor Bradley, who's actually decent enough as well. They've still got young players coming in. I think this summer, they got a few signings. I don't know who they need because everyone else is pretty strong already. They might need a new right back.
I think they've been linked with Jeremy Frimpong from Leverkusen as the replacement for Alexander Arnold.
He's supposed to go United.
He's not coming United.
He's not coming United. As someone that came from City, but then again, same with Sancho. But
I feel like every player you see that's linked with it, he's always come from City. I think that's what it feels like when you.
Oh no, because City's academy, they produce some. I feel like at City, when it comes to academy as well, the reason why they got the best academies is because obviously, when it comes to playing academy football, this is me back in the day as well. When they played academy football, they wasn't given pros or like scholarships to everybody. Where at City, they give everyone gets a scholarship, everyone gets a pro, and then whatever you do after that, you got City on your CV, cool, go to the Championship or go to League One. So they always, find somewhere to go. It's like that. The Dortmund midfielder Felix Nemanja and his brother as well, Felix and Lucas, they both come from City, and now they're completely balling out in Germany. But then obviously they got the City stamp of approval, which goes a long way. So
Morgan Rogers, another one.
There you go. Yeah, he came from City as well.
Went to Middlesbrough.
He was good at Middlesbrough. He was quality. I watched him actually. Who did they play? Went to a Borough game against Bolton, and they're playing the EFL Cup. To be fair, actually, I think that was last season or the season before. I went to a few Borough games, and every Borough game I went to, and they went for English League Cup games, and they won every game that I went to, from the first round to, I think I stopped in like around the quarterfinals. But the game that I didn't go to, they lost. So I was like the good luck charm.
So it's your fault, like you're saying?
I'm not a Borough fan, so I don't care. But it was just a little factor I'm gonna throw in there. Now that every time I bet on Borough, they lose.
Maybe that's revenge.
Revenge, yeah, to be fair. Yeah, it is revenge. But yeah, bet responsibly.
Always.
So we spoke about United, spoke about Liverpool, spoke about Trent leaving. Who else do we need? Like who else do we need to speak about? We can speak about the awards. Who gets the so who's been the best player
this season?
There's only one name that stands out.
I hope we're thinking the same one.
Who are you gonna say?
Salah,
yeah.
Salah.
Salah's the best player.
Pains us to say that, but yeah.
Yeah, there's no one stopping him this season. Like, the only player that could have stopped him was injured, which is Haaland. De Bruyne has been injured as well. Yeah. City's just been injured. That's it. City as a whole been injured.
Terrible run of like 10 games where he didn't win a game. It's crazy. So
yeah, like
you never see that.
I went to a City game. What game was it now? It was a Champions League game I went to, and we were winning like 2-0. I think they might have been winning even 3-1 or 3-0, and they drew the game, and they started fighting in the stands. I can't remember the team.
Crazy behavior.
Oh, it's gonna kill me now. I need to remember the team. It was a Champions League game, and this where I was sat anyways. When we've looked to my left, a few of the away fans. There were away fans that just buy tickets because they wanted to buy tickets, and then they in the home side as well. But then obviously they were so excited because they just come back against City, so they were celebrating. And these City guys, they went from downstairs, they come all the upstairs just to fight these guys. And in my head, I was just like, yo, it's never that deep. It's never that deep, yo.
I'm just more worried that you're going to City games. I'm hoping it's not to support City. I'm hoping it's to watch them get beat.
Nah. I wouldn't change over to it. I wouldn't be a City fan if you paid me.
Not enough money in the world.
Not enough money in the world to make me a City fan. Now to do a City advert or to go DJ for City, I don't. If you need me, I'm always open. To go that little Puma sponsor, I need that as well. So we got the best player is Salah. Who's the best goalkeeper?
Oh, that's a tricky one. It's definitely not Onana anyway.
100% not Onana.
It's kind of tough. I feel like Liverpool have swapped goalkeepers all season. I feel like City have been the same. I feel like you've had Kelleher and Alisson constantly swapping at Liverpool, injuries, etc. It's kind of tough, really.
What about the Nottingham Forest?
That's who I was just thinking of.
Do you know his name?
I forgot. It don't come to mind. Let me have a-
I keep getting mixed up with him. Flecking? Flecking plays for Brentford, right?
Yeah, he does.
And it was Carl Roach. Is that Nottingham Forest's keeper? We need to get a check on this. Let me see.
VAR check, please.
VAR check. Nottingham Forest's goalkeeper. Look, show me stupid. The VAR check saying the best goalkeeper this season, which is arguably a better choice. Pickford.
Pickford?
He had a good season.
Oh, that's terrible.
I wouldn't pick him though. I don't like Pickford, you know.
It's too small.
He's got small arms.
Yeah.
You got small arms, big body, small. He's like, I've got small arms. I feel like my arms are not proportionate with my body size. The same with my ears. Doesn't suit my head.
And you got small ears.
And a big head.
That's true.
Exactly the same as Pickford. So Pickford has not been goalkeeper of the year, sorry. That's why VAR checker. But it's the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper. If we can just get his name. Did anyone get his name? We need to get his name. We're literally about to give an award to a goalkeeper that we don't even know the name of.
Matt Sells. That's his name.
Do you know what? Just because of his name, he's not got the award. No way. We'll just give it
Matt
to Alisson.
Sells.
We'll just give it to Alisson.
By default.
Nah, we'll give it to that. We'll give it to Matt Sells. Literally, just solely because Nottingham Forest had an unbelievable season.
And that probably takes into the next award, which is most surprising team.
Yeah, 100% Nottingham Forest. I didn't even expect him to do that.
I think Bournemouth deserve a shout as well. I think Bournemouth have been a...
Oh, they've been really good, to be fair. They gave us some for our money.
They beat us twice, I think.
They beat us?
Yeah.
Oh!
Yep, twice.
I thought we drew. I thought we got at least a draw. Of course we didn't. But now, Bournemouth, they've been surprising, but I don't think they've been not more surprising than Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, if Nottingham Forest were a better team, they would have finished third. They would have kept the third spot.
I mean, they've still got a chance to...
They've still got a chance, but it would have been more theirs. Because I think the majority of the league, the majority of this season, they have been third.
It's crazy, though, because they were literally relegation battles last couple of seasons, and then just a jump.
But that was the same with Leicester.
Yeah, no one's seen that coming.
And they went and won the league. I mean, this we can go tit for tat. I like that saying. We can go tit for tat. The most surprising is Nottingham, solely because Elanga was not supposed to be that good.
They've done some good business. I think they've got Hudson-Odoi again, another good player.
How much did Elanga? How much did he go to Nottingham Forest for? How much did we get for him?
I think it wasn't anything more than 20 million. I don't think 15, 20 million.
And you know what's so crazy? Yeah, what wouldn't surprise me is if we signed them back.
Yeah, buy him back for like 40 million.
That's probably even more. I think you get a cool 60. You get 60 to 70 million for Elanga now.
Tough, but I mean, Premier League proven. So I mean, it does go in your favour.
There you go.
If everyone's going to buy him back, it'll just be typical United to do that, I guess. So
He'll probably go Barcelona. Anyone go Barcelona?
I don't think they can even afford him, to be honest with you.
I don't think Barcelona can afford anybody. And I don't know how they're doing so well with all these money problems. I mean, they got Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal.
He's a fantastic player in itself, isn't it? So, future Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah. You know what it is, yeah? I think, obviously, the next award now, which would be the World Player of the Year, everyone all together. It's a tough one, because although I want to say Salah, somehow I feel like I've been told not to pick Salah. I don't know how. Someone just said don't pick Salah's not the world best player. Okay, fine. But I think it has to be a Barcelona player, right?
Not necessarily. I think if they would have won the Champions League, it probably would have potentially been Yamal's. I mean, Rafinha, another good player.
Do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? My blood will boil if Rafinha was to win a Ballon d'Or before Neymar. I think it will be a disservice to all Brazilians.
I think Lamine Yamal wins the Ballon d'Or within 3 years.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is about Lamine Yamal? Yeah. Every time he has the ball, his first thing is to just, I'm just going to go for this player. He actually reminds me of Neymar. I've not seen this someone like this since. When I say Neymar, I mean like Santos Neymar. Where like, he gets the ball and he's like, okay, cool. There's nothing on. I'm going to turn around and pass it back. He's watching against Inter. He didn't do that once. Yo, what can I do to keep going forward? And he just cuts in. And if he needs to have a shot, he'll take a shot. And he'll probably score.
He did nearly do a really, really good goal towards the end of the game when he took on a few players. He cut inside, left foot. And then Jan Sommer just pulled out a terrific
He's too
save.
good. He's too... And he's 17. He's telling grown men to calm down and he scores as well. He's not relax, yo. I don't even know what I was doing at 17. Probably in college, yo. Just relaxing in it. But I said this year, best player altogether, I'd give it to Lamine.
I think so.
I'd give it to Lamine, which is fair because they're about to win the league on their side as well. I would give it to a PSG player, but I don't really watch the French league.
They did win the Euros as well. Don't forget.
Oh yeah. When did they win the Euros? When was the Euros? Last year, last summer.
Yeah, I think so.
We're really bad with like days and times. What year were you now? 25. It would have been last year, 2024. Yeah.
We got next year. We've got World Cup. World Cup's back next summer, so that'll be good.
You think wins?
Spain
again?
Yeah.
Nah.
Their team's too good.
Ooh. What about France?
They'll be up there. They'll be thereabouts. I think the Spanish team's just too good.
Do you think Messi will be there?
I hope so.
I think it'd be there.
I think it'll be his last one. Him and Ronaldo. I think the last ones.
You don't stop saying Ronaldo. Stop saying, yo. If Portugal want to do anything good in this World Cup, they will not let Ronaldo go to that World Cup.
I think it's the only
41, 42 when it happened.
No, he loves breaking a record.
And we understand he loves breaking a record, yeah. But to be, because he's gonna go there and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, do you know what? We're gonna have to start him. You know what I
He'll
mean?
want to start every game because that's just
Like with the World Cup, yeah. And it's mad the way I think about it. You play 7 games. It's only 7 games. 7 games, you'd be like, yeah, cool. Just 7 games. You can win 7 games. You can do 7 games. But then I guess when you get there, it's completely different.
Yeah, because you don't really get much time. You don't really play much with these players all the time, and you've got to try and find your rhythm. Make sure the tactics are there, and you don't get much time before the tournament kicks off. And if you lose one game, it kind of puts you right on the back foot.
Does it really though?
Argentina kind of fought not the
they kind of just turned it on the head. Who they lose against? What, Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I think it might have been. Yeah.
Yo, the commentary was amazing. Yo, I went back to watch it in was it on beIN Sport? Oh, bro, the commentary was golden. I've never seen like commentary like that in my life. They were just from the start to finish screaming, and then when they won as well, the commentators are singing. They're literally singing.
I think I'd be singing if
I'd be singing as well. To be fair, and then obviously they went and won it anyways. But did you see that? Did you see that one guy, that one fan, that was always in the cameras? Everywhere, anytime there was like a fan interview, he was there. And at the start of the tournament, he was obviously from Saudi Arabia. He had like a Saudi Arabia jersey and that. And he's like, yeah, we're the best. Yeah, we're this, and this. We want to go far. And then
He was the only one that believed.
yeah, you think he did? Next thing you know, he's wearing the Argentina top like 2 weeks after, saying Messi's the best player in the world.
No.
Bro, yo, I cannot even make it up. Literally, the next game he's wearing an Argentina top, saying, "Yeah, this is my team. This is the team I support." Just completely switched it up. But it's funny though. It is funny though. This is one of the locals as well. Switched it up. But
I think he just wanted to be the centre of attention for all
that's
teams.
the thing. That's what it is. But I think we need to have another. If you have another World Cup like that, then what could we say? Like it's gonna be an absolute madness. So back to the awards. Who is the most underrated player?
Ooh. It's a tricky one for me because there's loads of good players that have kind of gone under the radar a little bit this season. One player that I really like is Newcastle's Bruno.
Guimaraes.
That's the one, yeah, I like him. Great player.
Do you know what I like? I like so I always avoid saying his name. It's the Bournemouth kid. The one that does the chill guy celebration. It's like he came from Juventus.
Trying to think that might be because they've got Semenyo, who's a good player.
Semenyo's good. Semenyo had a great season actually. Like why do I don't know Bournemouth players?
Evan Nielsen was the other one up front. He's a couple of
So Evan Nelson was he's a striker.
yeah.
Let me get this guy's name up now. Watch when I get his name. It is there you go, Dean Hodgson.
Oh, the centre back.
The tall guy.
Yeah.
Came from Juventus and I don't want to sign him back. They sold him way too early.
Apparently he's linked with Barcelona as well. Yeah.
We'll get a big move this summer. But he's been a standout player for me. He's been underrated, but he had a great season.
I think like we spoke about then, Semenyo's another one who's been really underrated. I think players in them kind of teams have just been so underrated. Elanga again underrated because they've just done so well for these clubs that have got them where they are in the Premier League.
He's so quick, you know. Elanga is so quick.
One of one. Cliver as well. I think both players just don't.
Oh yeah, he's got like a hat trick, like well, it was like 2 penalties, if that even counts. Literally went and scored 2 penalties from like, and who was this against? Against Newcastle.
Yeah, it
He
was.
scored a hat trick.
It
It
was.
was either Newcastle or Brighton.
It was Newcastle.
But Brighton, I don't know about Brighton. The underwhelming teams, obviously, you know,
United, Tottenham.
Nah, Southampton are worse. Southampton had a shocking season. Have they need one more point, right, to not be equal with Derby.
Derby's worst ever, the worst ever Premier League season ever.
They're only in 11 points now, aren't they?
I think haven't they already beat that record?
Nah, they equaled it. Last time I checked, they equaled it. How many points are they on now?
11.
Oh, so they got 3 games to get at least 1 point.
It depends what the games are, doesn't it?
Watch them have the toughest 3 games. What, Chelsea, City, and Liverpool all next 3 games now. But literally, Southampton had a shocking season. Leicester City, I didn't expect Leicester City to do this bad.
I kind of did, to be fair.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nah.
I think West Ham had a shocker as well. They're literally like one place above the relegation zone.
West Ham?
West Ham, yeah.
Really?
You got the bottom 3 have already been relegated, then you've got West Ham, Tottenham, United. That's how close we are to the bottom 3.
Where's
crazy.
Everton?
One place above us.
Oh, no way. I'd never lived to see the day that Everton finished ahead of United. Bloody hell.
And I'm pretty sure they started with points deduction as well.
Who?
Everton.
No, because they got overturned. That was last season. Last season, they should have got relegated because they got like 10 points taken away from them. And then they got given it back. They'll probably get relegated next season anyways. Everton are due a relegation.
The Premier League's got something against them, I think that's what it is.
Something against Everton.
Yeah.
Nah, they don't because they always save him.
There's an agenda, bro, I'm telling you.
Nah, they always save him. They always get saved last minute. But they needed... They should have got relegated the last 4 seasons, if I'm being honest. This season, they had a great season. Pickford did all right this season. One player I don't understand is Calvert-Lewin, and he's going to Newcastle now.
Surely not. I think he cares more about his fashion sense than playing football, that guy.
Him and Davies.
Yeah.
Davis or whatever his name is. But nah, Calvert-Lewin, arguably one of the worst strikers in the Premier League. He's worse than Beto.
I had high hopes of Beto, you know. And he just, I had high hopes of Beto when he came in, just like, yeah.
You know what it is? Yeah. I thought he was going to be good. And then his first statement was, yeah, I'm not going to come here. I can't guarantee you goals, guys.
You're a striker, bro. What do you mean? Yeah.
I can't guarantee you I'm going to score every game or I'm going to score at all. But what I can guarantee is hard work. I was like, bro, you need to go back inside, come back out. Wear a better statement. That's the worst statement ever.
Who's prepped him for that interview?
He has the worst PR team ever, literally. But nah, Beto, he had a good season. Everyone's had a good season. They won the little last game derby in Goodison Park. Well, they didn't win it, they drew.
They're off to a new stadium next year. Hopefully with some better memories than what they left with, I guess.
I don't understand this new stadium stuff that these teams are doing now. What did they need a new stadium for? For more people to come? Like, what are they planning in terms of obviously concerts and this and that? What is it they're trying to do? Concerts.
I think so, man. Yeah. Bring that extra revenue in, doesn't it? Because I feel like everything now is based around revenue because you've got to be able to prove where your money's coming in from. So I feel like if you can bring more money in, the more money you can spend on transfers. That's how the whole financial fair play stuff works. Yeah.
It's a financial fair play.
Yeah.
Nah. So yeah, let's get into the next section now. We're going to talk about NFL. NFL, I think it's probably best to start off with the teams that we support. I'm a Lions fan. Detroit Lions. I don't know why. When it came to obviously picking a team, I only just got into NFL pretty recently. I say about 3-4 seasons ago. And I wanted to pick a team that was up and coming. And yeah, Detroit Lions is what, tickled my fancy. What about you?
It's not a bad team to pick, I don't think. My team is the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, I've been following NFL for a good while now.
So was you a Colts fan when Peyton was there?
No, so when I started following them, they'd just gone through the loss of kind of Peyton Manning, and we just were the worst team in the league when I picked them. Yeah, so
great choice, mate.
That's why I chose them. To be fair, I didn't want to go in and think, I want to go pick the Patriots and be like, I'm Tom Brady fan and all this. I'm going to pick the worst team, and that's what I went with.
Cause you know what? Our first year, when I started watching NFL myself, it was more when it was becoming a bit more popular. I think when I started watching, I think the Eagles just won. Kevin Hart was going crazy. But this is back when Nick Foles was the quarterback.
Well, quarterback by default. I think Carson Wentz was there. He doing well. He got injured, and that's when Nick Foles came in and took over.
Did it beat Brady in that finals?
He did.
I know Brady's the best.
He is the GOAT.
He's better than Deion Sanders.
He's the GOAT, bro. There's no. He's just the GOAT. Yeah.
There's no need to debate
End of discussion. End of discussion.
So, just touch on the season that just went. Was you expecting that the season to go that way? Were you expecting the Eagles to win? Were you expecting Mahomes to tank in the finals the way he tanked?
I feel like the Eagles were the best team over the whole season, if you ask me. I think apart from maybe the Lions, I think the Lions deserved to be. It was always going to come down to them too.
That's why that hurt me the most.
Yeah,
I think we got knocked out to the Vikings. The Vikings.
Yeah,
but did they even? I don't think did they even have Justin Jefferson that game.
They still did.
Yeah. Oh damn! The Vikings. We lost to the Vikings. Where Sam Darnold. He's not even there no more.
No, he's gone to the Seahawks. He's gone to the Seahawks.
And he's probably going to have a worse time there. I think he's obviously gone for the change. Obviously, when I say change, I mean money. I mean, I don't know. I feel like we could have had a deeper dive into the in the playoff season. What do you think about the Baltimore Ravens?
Again, unlucky. I think they're one of my favourite teams to watch as well this season. I mean, Derrick Henry just keeps rolling back the years. I mean, there's just no stopping. Yeah, there's just no stopping him.
Who do you think is better, Derrick Henry or Saquon? Ooh. Both running backs. Who plays that running back role better?
For me, Saquon. I think when fit, he's just next level. I mean, he was having games where he was rushing for 200 yards, like literally multiple games. I mean, it's just unheard of. It's crazy.
So you know more NFL than I do. Yeah. When it comes to Saquon Barkley, what have I missed about Saquon? Because I know he's come from the Giants,
Yep.
He was at the Giants for quite a bit of time. Obviously, there's that snippet from the documentary that's come out where the head office is like, yeah, cool, go test the free agency.
Yeah.
But
Worst mistake they could have.
Did they know that he was the best player, or did they not?
I think it's kind of tough when you're a terrible team. Unfortunately, like the Giants have been for so long, holding back a player that's that good from winning a Super Bowl is just not really fair. And the running back market currently, for what it is for teams, it's just terrible. So the money for running backs, it's just not there. I think that's why we witnessed it with Jonathan Taylor at the Colts. He held out at the start of the season because he wanted the money.
Yeah.
We eventually paid him, but the running back, the position is just not valued whatsoever. So, it's one of the skill positions, it's just not valued whatsoever.
Because he's like, what, he signed for like 25 million, Saquon.
That's nothing, mate, when you see all these different players signing for so much. When you see the quarterbacks going for like, it's just, I think Mahomes signed a £500 million deal, I think it was a few years ago.
That's like over 10 years though.
Yeah, but then he'll sign another one soon. It's like everyone tries to outdo each other when it comes to the money.
Because even Trevor Lawrence is one of the highest paid players.
I think it's all changed now because each year, like I said, everyone tries to outdo each other on the contracts.
He's not the highest paid anymore. No. When I seen somewhere, I read Trevor Lawrence is like one of the highest paid quarterbacks. Him and Burrows.
I'm pretty sure at the moment it might be Dak Prescott. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, he is. But again, you've been watching NFL longer than me. Dallas Cowboys, America's team. That's how I know them as.
They are.
What goes wrong with them? Why can't they get shit done?
I feel like they're the Man United of the NFL, if I'm honest with you. And that's what it feels like to me, because they've got some great players there. They've got CD Lamb. Yeah. They have just traded for George Pickens.
I seen that. Who Steelers are gonna get? Are Steelers trying to get Aaron Rodgers?
They did draft a quarterback in the draft just gone, but they obviously got DK Metcalf there as well.
Okay, I seen that as well. That's a good
traded
trade
for him. Yeah, they haven't got a quarterback like a well-known kind of big name
Aaron Rodgers.
It might be.
It's gonna be Aaron Rodgers.
It will be.
Has he already left Jets?
He's not got a team at the minute. Yeah, he's already left.
He's already left.
He's not got a team. Yeah.
Is that why him and Devontae walked out the way they walked out together?
Yeah, they are. Wherever they, obviously we know Devontae's gone to the Rams.
That's a nice pickup.
But obviously Aaron Rodgers still that team. They reckon he was talks from going to the Vikings originally, but then I think Vikings have kind of shut all that down and said we're back in JJ McCarthy this season. So obviously in his rookie season, he injured the whole season. Yeah, he'd done his ACL. So
what's that called when you injured the red season? Is that like red shirting? When you're a rookie, is it like red shirt or something?
That's kind of what you are. I think that's college terms and stuff.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But then, yeah, he just injured his first season, so it was like, right, that's why the Vikings went and got obviously Darnold as well, didn't they, last season? So
what about with the Vikings as well, yeah. If you got a player like Sam Darnold in your team that's taking you this far, why wouldn't you keep him?
It's tough because he played so well last year. He knows he can go and command so much more money in the market, in the free agency market, which is what he done. Yeah. But they know they've got JJ McCarthy coming back from injury.
Is he better?
He's ready to go for the season. So I don't know what time. I don't know what because no one's seen him kind of play last year because he got injured. It's kind of going to be an interesting one to see kind of how.
What did he injure like? Was it
his knee ACL? I think it was. Ooh. Yeah.
Well, good thing about like NFL with quarterbacks, it's not really about your legs, is it? I swear Tom Brady, every time I seen Tom Brady run, I was like, ugh.
That boy couldn't run.
He couldn't run.
He couldn't run, no.
Could not run to save his life. I see him run, I'm like, what's he doing?
But I do feel like the archetype is changing for quarterbacks. I think they want like kind of like that dual threat kind of Lamar Jackson. Everyone wants the next Lamar Jackson, it feels like. That's where it's going.
I feel bad for Lamar Jackson. Like, I watched that game against the Bills. Yeah. Mike Andrews should have caught it.
He should have.
And you know what it is, yeah? And what makes it sad is because it takes them into overtime where they would have won anyways. What makes it sad is the fact that, like, all you had to do was just, you didn't even have to even catch it. You had to just let the ball fall into his body the way it normally was and just fall. Because he fell back into the touchdown. He fell back into it. Just couldn't.
Just cushion it into his body and just fall down, yeah.
And my cousin, he's a Ravens fan. And we were watching it together. he couldn't believe it. On the last play of the game as well. And I think if Ravens go to the finals against Philly, I think we have a different Super Bowl than the one that we got.
I feel like it was always tough because if you want the ball to be thrown to someone on the Ravens team, you would have picked Mark Andrews, one of your first go-to people for that to.
Do you know what, yeah? I want to ask as well, yeah, goes to the NFL guy. What Denver did, is that against the law? What Denver did?
What do you mean?
Not Denver, sorry. Kansas. The last game against Denver. Because they knew they could have won that game.
Yeah.
If they had even like 2 starters, they could have won that game. But they had no starters at all whatsoever.
They intentionally put
the worst team out.
I mean, you can do because you concentrate on your season, so it doesn't really. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, but they knew the outcome of what was going to happen.
But it's also one of if you go and play your full strength team, and let's say Mahomes gets injured.
Yeah, but I get that. But you gotta remember, is it the Bengals? Was it the Bengals? No, it wasn't the Bengals. Whoever Burrows played for, I can't remember right now.
Bengals.
Yeah,
Bengals.
The Bengals could have went through if Chiefs won that game.
Yeah.
But then they went and put the worst team out, and didn't even. I swear they didn't even score that game.
It's definitely frowned upon, but I mean, it's not against.
It's frowned upon.
Not against the rules technically. So I mean,
why do you think Burrows would have took them down?
Well, you put Burrows and Jamar Chase against anyone, and it's kind of a.
Have they re-signed now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chase and who else? Who's their running back?
No, T. Higgins are 2 wide receivers. Yeah, so they've got them all to both the big contracts now. So that's, yeah, I mean.
So the Bengals got a good offense, not a good defense.
No, that's true.
I see so many.
They've literally committed all their kind of their salary cap into
the offense.
Them 3 players. So you've got obviously Burrows, Higgins, and Chase. So
okay, and then with the defense now, who's got the best defense in the NFL? I've seen somewhere it's apparently it's the Rams.
Probably for me, I mean, Eagles have got a really good defense.
Yeah.
I mean, across the board, I think Denver as well got a really good defense.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, I wasn't expecting you to say Denver.
Well, most popularity comes on your offense. No one really gives that kind of limelight
Yeah.
to the defensive players as well. So, obviously, best player defensive wise in the league, you've got players like Myles Garrett for the Browns. TJ Watt for the Steelers, another one.
I was going to say JJ Watt. He's still retired, happily, I guess. Will he be coming back?
No, he's got stakes in Burnley Football Club.
Yeah, I've seen that. He said with the goalkeeper, obviously, don't concede the rest of the season. I'll come out of retirement. He has conceded, to say the least, but he probably wasn't going to come back anyways.
No, definitely not.
What can you expect for next season?
For that, just in general. I mean, it's tough, innit? I mean, everyone's strengthened.
Yeah.
I feel like the usual teams will be there.
Okay.
Chiefs, Eagles. I'd like to see the Lions go all the way this year, if I'm honest with you.
I want to see the Lions. I want to see the Lions go all the way. I think Eagles go back to the finals. Just because obviously they Saquon Barkley signed an extension this season.
Yes,
That's just gone. They still got the same defensive O-line as well.
They've not really lost.
They've not lost much, have they?
No, they've not. So
I'm waiting for Chiefs to do something. They're not doing anything. I thought they were gonna sign what's his name? The lad they already had before, the Dolphins. It's good. Tyreek.
You want him to come back? Yeah.
I want him to go back to the Chiefs. Would he go back? Maybe not, but it'd be good to see where he goes. He already declared that he wants to leave.
Yeah, I don't think he's definitely not happy where he is.
No way. I wouldn't be happy there
But
either.
it's tough. It's tough for him because obviously he's a great wide receiver, but he comes with a lot of baggage. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so a lot of teams don't like that. They don't like big personalities or big controversy players. They like.
I mean, I found that out last week when no one wanted to draft Shador.
That's a big one. Yeah. Apparently, though, his attitude in meetings, stuff like that, it didn't really sit well with.
I don't see. This is the thing I don't understand. Yeah, did he walk into these meetings and just literally like flipped off all the GMs or something. Because
It felt that way because
that's what I'm saying. Like, what he fell into the third round? Was it the third round? He fell into the fifth round.
Fifth round he fell to, yeah.
No way. Why is there so many rounds in the first place?
I think he was like the 6th quarterback taken, which is crazy. He should have been the 2nd, really.
That's what I mean. I mean, Cam Ward went to Tennessee.
Yeah, first pick.
Is he? Did I miss anything from him in college?
He'll be good at the NFL level, I think.
Yeah.
I do feel like he will be good. I mean, going to the Titans is going to be tough for the first few years because obviously it's not a team that's ready to go and blow anyone away. But
I mean, they got what's his name? Is it Will Levis?
He'll be the backup now, which is mad because they only just drafted him literally like the year before.
And he was like, he went viral. He went viral as well because he was supposed to get picked like to start as well. He didn't. He dropped as well. He plummeted.
He did, yeah. He fell.
Damn.
Not as bad as Shador fell, but still dropped off massively.
And then the second pick was Travis Hunter, Heisman Trophy winner. I think he's going to do good at the Jaguars.
It's crazy what he wants to do. He wants to play both sides of the ball, which is just like he wants to play wide receiver and cornerback, which is he wants to play
frowned upon or something.
I mean, it's unheard of. So he's asking to play every single snap.
Oh, is it?
Every single play of the game he wants to be involved in. But it's mad because he was probably the best wide receiver in the draft and the best cornerback in the draft.
And what's the role of a cornerback?
So you're marking, basically you're marking receivers. So, you know, when the quarterbacks throw the ball obviously to the receivers, normally it's either mainly the cornerback's job to kind of stop that happening.
And are they going to let him do that?
You're going to let him play both sides of the ball because he's come out and said if he wants to do that. So, and he said he'd refuse to play if he doesn't get to play both sides of the ball. So
the team he's gone to is the Jaguars, yeah?
Yeah, they traded up to get him in the draft.
Okay, who did they take?
They traded up to take the Browns spot, and then obviously the Browns dropped down, but they traded up to get him, which is crazy. But they give up like multiple first round picks next year, stuff like that. So.
Oh, is it okay? I mean, so Travis Hunter is there. Do you expect a big season from the season or?
Yeah, 100%. I think on both sides of the ball. I think
his quarterback is it Trevor.
Trevor Lawrence, yeah.
Is Trevor Lawrence? Is he good or am I just tripping? Because I seen him in a meme.
He was touted as one of the best quarterbacks, but they say that about everyone when they come out of college. He's the next best quarterback, and they say and then I think they say about everyone. But he had a good first season. I think like the order, but then so did CJ Stroud when he came out. He had a good first season. Then he had a terrible one last year with a better team.
Yeah. He got knocked out like bad last season. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I feel like he slid and his name slipped my mind now. One of the defenders just clattered him, which is pretty. it looked really gruesome.
I just don't think that Jaguars team is good anymore. It used to be obviously up there, one of the best, but I just don't think it's as good anymore. I think that's where he's struggling. I don't think he's got the right weapons around him. Hopefully,
Travis Hunter comes and adds something to it.
It'll definitely help 100%. Because if you can't do well with Travis Hunter, then it's probably not going to be.
And then the Browns have drafted Shador. What do you expect from that? Because they still got Watson.
Yeah, but they also drafted a guy called Dylan Gabriel before Shador as a quarterback. So they drafted 2 quarterbacks in that draft.
How many quarterbacks have they got now then? 3?
4, I think. 4. Got Joe Flacco as well.
They got Flacco?
Flacco was back, over there.
No way.
Yeah, so.
Flacco was with you guys?
He was, but obviously he only got a short deal, one year deal, so he's gone back to the Browns. So they've got 4 quarterbacks on their team.
What's the thinking process behind that? Well,
let's put them all in training camp and see who's the best. Again, let's see what sticks, I guess. So I mean,
just throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks.
I think Shador will be the starter at some point. I think so. I think he's too good talent wise, not too, but I do feel like his attitude will let him down at some point.
Yeah, of course. I think he's too much of a personality. I think he will get into this. I think he will get there, and then just slowly peter away.
Yeah.
But I think you know when you get picked, or when you your stock plummets. I think that gives you a bit more of a desire to succeed, or that gives you a bit more of a fire.
Should do. You should go in there with an attitude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm going to prove you all wrong. I'm going to be the best.
Tom Brady was there at 199.
He was the late round one. Brock Purdy was another one. 7th round pick.
Brock Purdy's doing good at the
49ers.
49ers.
Yeah.
That's my missus' team.
Is it?
Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, she only likes 49ers because we watched the Netflix documentary. And I think she had a little crush on the tight end.
George Kittle.
I've had a crush on George Kittle. She had a crush on Deebo Samuels.
Two different, completely opposite people, but yeah, fair.
But I'm hoping it was George Kittle because I look like him. But
Kittle or Deebo?
I look more like Kittle.
Oh, fair, yeah.
Yeah.
I see it.
We're not as good looking, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. 49ers, they had a very underwhelming season. They didn't even make it to the playoffs.
Doesn't help when your star running back's not fit, does it, really?
Who's the one about Deebo?
Christian McCaffrey.
Ooh.
Yeah. So when he's injured all season, he does have an effect. So
Deebo's left now, though.
yeah, he's gone to the Washington Commanders with Jaden Daniels.
He's I think he's gonna have a standout season again.
I think so.
I think he's gonna do really well.
That NFC is just so stacked with good teams: Lions, Eagles, Washington.
How did they even split it? How did they split?
I don't know how they do. It's always been the same way, same conferences, NFC, AFC. I think it's based on where you are on the maps. I think so.
So this is the thing. This is the problem I have with like American sports. Yeah, is like the ghost just opened the door. Nah, so the problem I have with American sports. The problem I have with American sports, quick one, is I don't like how they split the leagues or how they do their playoffs, their playoff systems. Well, how they split the leagues is not a problem. It's the playoff system. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I've changed up recently because it used to be like the top 6 teams. Then they started adding these wild card spots and all that. So it kind of.
See, I don't have a problem with that either. The problems I have is I think it needs to be more integrated the way we have it here in Europe. Like I don't think so. For example, like in the NBA, the East have to play the East in the playoffs, and the West have to play the West in the playoffs. But then on the West, all the teams on the West are stacked, whereas on the East, there's like one good team that you know is gonna get there, but then they're just gonna walk through. Whereas the people on the West, the teams on the West, they literally every night they're fighting for their lives. Yeah. They're literally, you know what I mean? They're fighting for their lives until they get to the finals. They're already exhausted. They've done all they needed to do, but then they're playing a team from the East who just walked
fresh.
Through. Yeah, and then the same with obviously in NFL, they've got their side and they've got one side, and they could never meet. But then I think they need to just do a where it's just like a draw. Yeah, put everyone in. You know what I mean?
And then pick out, who you're going to face.
Pick out who picks out who. But, yeah, next season, I think it's going to be amazing. I think I want the Lions to go all the way. I think the Eagles will take it for a second.
Yep.
Just because they've not really lost anybody. And then the Browns, I think the Browns have a good season. Maybe 6-11. Not a good season, but a good season for them.
But a better season for them.
Yeah. They'll go 6-11.
We'll be thereabouts in the playoffs. I think we've got a big year ahead with Andy Richardson, see if he's got it or not. I think this is his year. If he doesn't have it, then we'll probably go back to the drawing board next year in the draft and look for another quarterback. And
then Drake May, I think Drake May will have a good season. I'm looking forward to seeing him as well.
He's got some good weapons now there. Stephon Diggs has gone there.
I like Stephon Diggs, but he's more of a personality now.
Will he be the same player? He had a big ACL injury. Will he be the same player when he comes back? Who knows?
Well, he never really come back from the ACL, do you? Same with that being said. Who else is it? They got Steelers. I want to see before I even put the Steelers into conversation, I want to see who they pick up in terms of their main quarterback. Yeah. I thought they would have stayed with Russell. I wanted Russell to stay.
Yeah, he's gone to the Giants.
I don't know why I don't understand what the Giants are trying to do. They got Russell and they got not Wilson.
They had Fields.
They got another quarterback.
Well, they had last
Winston.
Yeah,
they got Winston as well.
Oh, the Giants.
Yeah, Giants got Jameis Winston.
And they also drafted Jackson Dart, a high draft pick in the NFL draft. So
do you know what these NFLs? They just go into training camp and say, "Yeah, fuck it. Who's ever the best, the main guy."
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll go into, obviously, everything's open training. That's what the whole point of it is. So you bring everyone in, you start seeing which players are good and who's not, because you can go and sign a lot of players, but if they're not good enough, then you have to start trimming your squads down. So you start off with whatever size training camp, then you've got to then trim your roster down to 53.
Yeah.
But that,
53.
That includes both, like, obviously, your offense, your defense, and your
Yeah.
special teams. It's got to be all across all three.
Makes sense.
But you can bring as many players as you want in, but by the time it comes to the season start, you've got to trim it down to 53.
Okay. And then who else is there who we missed? Aman say, I think we'll have a Aman Ra. I always mess up his name. It's German, innit?
I'm on Ra St. Brown.
I think he's gonna have a great season again. I want him to have a great season.
You've got some good players there. I mean,
I think Lions have the best squad.
you've got the craziest coach in Dan Campbell. I think you just don't know what you're going to get with him. Like,
He looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
yeah,
Steve Austin vibes him. But nah, I think we'll have a good season. Hopefully the Colts do better.
all depends on the quarterback for us. I think
Who we got now then?
Andy Richardson. We signed Daniel Jones, didn't we? He's not. They were the two worst quarterbacks last year, and it's like we've got both of them. So
who could be much worse?
that's what training camp's going to be. Everyone's laughing, saying the training camp's going to be who's going to be the worst. I mean, like it's like the best of the worst.
Decider
yeah.
now.
So it's kind of like
I mean, what about the Atlanta
Falcons.
What can you expect from them?
A really good team again. I mean, they've got a young quarterbacks. Obviously, the Kirk Cousins thing didn't work out last year for them. So they've obviously got Michael Penix Jr. as their quarterback.
Yeah.
They drafted high for him a year or so ago, but then he came in back end of last season, done all right, but not seeing enough of him to kind of see if he's going to be the future at that position. But they've got the players for it. Drake London, Bijan Robinson.
I like him.
They've got the talent. So
I like him.
all depends on the quarterback situation, I think.
Trying to think now. Is there any other trades or teams that we've slipped under the radar?
I mean, you can have a rule out, like I say, Justin Jefferson, wherever he is all the time. Again, depends for JJ McCarthy for them, I think, realistically. Other teams that could be there or thereabouts. It's kind of tough.
Who do you think will be the best tight end next season?
Tricky one. Best
I
tight end.
like tight ends. Tight ends. If I was to play NFL, I think I'd be a really good tight end or linebacker.
Tight end for me, I'd be good at. Yeah.
But who's the best? You think will have a standout season next season? I know who I'm thinking of. I'm gonna say straight up. I think the best tight end next season will be Brock Bowers.
More than likely. I also think Trey McBride.
Yeah.
For the Cardinals.
What did he do this season? He had like a record of not getting a touchdown, right?
Yeah, till right towards the end. But he had like the most up there most receiving yards, but 0 touchdowns. So if he starts picking up more touchdowns, then I think he'll be up there as one of the best.
And then wide receiver role, who will take it next season?
Jamar Chase.
Yeah,
number one, I think.
Okay.
I love Justin Jefferson. That's my boy, but I think Jamar Chase is just.
And a running back, Derrick Henry.
Saquon.
I think
going back to back Saquon.
I think Lamar Jackson's on a mission.
Yeah. But he doesn't have he takes away from that kind of so does Hurts, I guess, for them. But I think Lamar does take a lot more away from Derrick Henry rushing wise than Hurts probably does for Saquon.
And then the last one, who's going to be the best quarterback? Getting your predictions in early.
Oh. Best quarterback next year.
Mahomes for me,
Mahomes
for me. Just because just the way they lost. Because of the way they lost.
I think he's going to come back fighting.
I think he's going to come back like, we took our foot off the pedal, off the gas, and we've got to switch it up, basically.
I think the same, but for Lamar Jackson. I think it's Lamar Jackson's going to come back MVP again.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
You think he should have won it this season?
Yeah, probably.
You should have won it.
I think so. Josh Allen did deserve it as well, though, but I do feel like it was, showing Lamar Jackson.
You think it was voters' fatigue?
Essentially. I feel like they've been wanting to give it for Josh Allen for so long and never could, but then he did have a good season, so that's why I'd probably give it to him. But I think,
what can you expect from the Bills?
They've got a good squad. I feel like they're the Arsenal, the NFL.
Yeah.
They're always going to be there
Next season,
I feel like it's always the same, but again, they've got the squad. I don't. It's tough to say, but
And what about Jalen Hurts? Just talk about him like he's not here.
I like Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's as good as everyone makes him out to be. That's my hot take. Yeah, I don't know.
Stop it. You should just come off of winning the Super Bowl.
On the back of Saquon Barkley.
Don't do that. Saquon didn't even play the final. Like, he played the finals, but he wasn't really there, was he?
The defense won him the Super Bowl, I think. He did play well. I'm not going to say tell everything, but I think, like, yeah, take Saquon out of that team, I think it's a different story.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's it. That's a wrap. Oh, before you go, actually, one more question I want to ask you.
Go for it.
What do you, because obviously it's controversial as well, and I know a lot of people don't like it in the NFL world. What do you think about the tush push? It's a touch push. Tush push.
Tush push.
Tush push.
What's wrong with it? I mean,
do you think it's a bit too overpowered?
I mean, if you can use things within the rights of the game, then why not do it? I say.
I mean, if you get people like Louis jumping over, we're going to see more of that.
Yeah, 100%. Anything entertaining wise,
so do you
for it?
So before we wrap it up, do we keep tush push or is it gone?
We're keeping it.
We're keeping it. Perfect. So there you go, man. That's the first episode of, Not Fit for Sports. Again, to you guys that are completely not fit for sports, but we're fit enough to talk about it. We'll be here every week.
That's the aim.
That's the aim, and that's the aim of the game. Speak to you soon, guys.
Peace.